Hey, what's up guys, and welcome to a brand new Blackout Overwatch video. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about the developer update that came out earlier today, the Sojourn cinematic that's coming out soon in the future. And on top of that, I'll be streaming on Twitch again pretty soon. I just needed a slight break to kind of get adjusted to a currently new job. Yeah, thank you so much for the support, guys. Thank you so much for getting me to almost 1,000 subscribers. That's super important and kind of crazy and a little bit surreal, but I appreciate each and every one of you that like each video and comment and all that great stuff. So thank you so much. Anyway, we're going to get into the breakdown for the developer update and what the future of Overwatch 2 really looks like. So the Overwatch devs went ahead and started off the developer update by talking about Sojourn and her origins, how she used to be a captain for Overwatch. She kind of worked her way up through regular ranks in the military and then made her way into Overwatch. If you guys don't know, we actually had Sojourn in the original Archives cinematic with Tracer on her motorcycle, so that was actually a really cool callback to that moment where we were really first introduced to Sojourn. Later on down the line, when there was a whole lot of political stuff going on, Sojourn was actually a huge part of the United Nations hearing in Overwatch, which shortly after that really started the fall of Overwatch. Well, mostly during that time is where Overwatch actually really started to fall apart, and shortly after that is when Overwatch really disbanded, and then they were just shut down completely by the government and by multiple governments at this point. During this time, Sojourn really questioned her place into Overwatch and whether or not she would stay. As you guys know and as we know, Sojourn decided to then leave Overwatch and retire, which that she decided to take the turn and move back to her home in Toronto. Shortly after this, Blizzard went ahead and started talking about their Sojourn cinematic that they've been working on. As from what we can see, it's not completely done yet, but we did get a couple video clips of the actual cinematic where we can see Sojourn with her pet or her dog walking into her apartment or house. And what I really like about this is that we get a little bit more humanization of the Overwatch characters, specifically Sojourn. We get to see that they have regular lives outside of Overwatch. I mean, we've known this for a while, especially with characters like Anna, but we've always seen like the Overwatch importance and responsibility kind of take over their lives, and to see like what that looks like after retirement is actually pretty amazing. So that's what for me personally makes me super excited about the cinematic, is that we actually get to dive a little bit more deeper into the personal lives of these Overwatch characters. We see that Sojourn doesn't just have a huge part in the PvE sections of Overwatch 2 in terms of the story mode. The map Toronto is actually based entirely on her home. I'm thinking somewhere around her neighborhood or within the vicinity of her house, where we actually get an idea of what Sojourn's whole atmosphere and life outside of Overwatch is really like. So it's going to be nice to check out the little details that Blizzard has in this competitive map that we can actually go ahead and explore. Funny thing is, shortly after this, they go ahead and start talking about the creation of Sojourn, how they had to figure out her kit, how they were really going to balance out a character like Sojourn, and the more they progressed with the character, the more ridiculous or harder it became to really balance Sojourn as a DPS. I mean, as a character, she has a lot of access to verticality that other characters just don't. Of course, you have characters that can leap from one side of the map to the other, you know, things like that, but in a very spontaneous moment-to-moment competitive game, Sojourn does have the ability to just snap into multiple places, especially with her power slide. The only other agent I could compare Sojourn to in terms of how quickly you can adjust your movement would be Tracer, and I'm not sure how power slide works in terms of a cooldown. Sojourn has a lot of options, especially in a competitive match, so I feel like because of the amount of options she has, it made it very hard for Blizzard to figure out a very good spot to balance her in. If you ever played League of Legends, and you probably have heard of characters like Yasuo and Kalista, where they are these really high damage characters that are really hard to balance in competitive play, so they either usually get nerfed into the ground or buffed too much, not willingly, but it just kind of happens where they end up becoming very, very top tier within the competitive scene, and they've more or less become a nightmare to balance. So comparing that to something like Overwatch and seeing Sojourn, I feel like Blizzard created a really special character that a lot of players are going to enjoy, but I feel like Blizzard is going to continue to struggle with balancing Sojourn for quite a while into the future. So I feel like right now they're just trying to figure out a good enough spot for her to be in while they still figure out how to balance her out throughout the competitive play or the competitive season. They went on to explain her kit in terms of how her railgun works and how you can use your power shot quite effectively to literally one-shot other enemy heroes. They also explained some of the technical difficulties difficulties they had with creating her kit, in terms of at one point in time they had this one giant power shot that you could literally shoot through walls throughout the entirety of the map. Of course, they figured it out now with the current power shot that we do have, which is more of a precision power shot where you have to have pretty decent aim. Definitely more of a hit scan hero when it comes to this. Also, her ultimate overclock is pretty much just one giant Orisa old ultimate that's boosted specifically on her, so she gets increased damage as I think well as other stats, but I have to double check. But it's looking like she's just getting Orisa's old ultimate, well, in a more selfish way where it's just on herself. At this point, it looks like Sojourn's turning to a very high DPS carry for Overwatch 2, and that makes me excited in terms of playing a new DPS that's actually really consistent and just kind of a little bit overpowered, because I think that's a little bit fun in the beginning. Like I said, guys, I mean, we're in beta right now. I think right now is probably the best time to just enjoy Sojourn's kit, really make some awesome clips, and then try to give that feedback back to Overwatch, to the Overwatch team, and then see what they can do from there. But for now, you know, the state of Sojourn I think is more or less pretty okay for the most part. I think we'll just have plenty of fun with her at the moment. I mean, we're not in competitive yet. Overwatch 2 has not come out. I think right now is just the time to kind of troll a little bit in the game, have fun with the character, and definitely give as much feedback as we can to Blizzard. What I'm gonna do is I'm definitely gonna leave the developer update in the description below, so if you guys want to go back and check it out, it's definitely gonna be there. But I just wanted to really give my thoughts on the developer update and everything I thought about it. I think it's a really great developer update. I feel like Overwatch team is just doing such an amazing job of just putting out new information somewhat consistently. It's definitely not at a place where we're really entirely satisfied, but we're seeing them kind of turn up the engines a little bit. They're dropping more and more information, and that's really good compared to the last 2 years. But yeah, for all the new Overwatch 2 updates and leaks and all that good stuff, definitely stay subscribed and turn on notifications to this channel, because I do my best to keep you guys updated as much as I can. Like I said, I've been trying to figure out my work schedule and stuff, and that hasn't been completely done yet, but I'm figuring it out as we go. And yeah, I know we'll just keep growing and keep being this amazing community, and you know, just keep being awesome. So anyway, thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'll keep you guys updated, and as always, my name is Blackout, guys, and as always, till next time.